Hello students, today we are going to discuss the techniques of scientific management profound by F.W. Taylor. Functional foremanship. Taylor believed that all the qualities cannot be found in a single person. So he advocated putting worker under 8 functional foremen. Foreman or a supervisor will come under the third level of management, that is operational level management. Under him, you're going to divide into two parts: planning in charge and production in charge. There are two important people. Okay, under planning in charge, there are again four people who are in charge of taking care of the worker, and under production in charge again we have four people who will take care of the worker. Card clerk will give instruction to the worker. Route clerk will specify the route of production. Time and cost clerk will prepare time and cost sheet. Disciplinarian will ensure discipline at the workflow. Speed boss will make sure the timely and accurate completion of job. Gang boss keeping machines and tools ready for operations for workers. Repair boss ensure proper working conditions of machines and tools. Inspector will check the quality of work. Standardization and simplification at work refers to the process of setting standard for every business activity. For example, if you observe the picture, it tells that whatever that comes into the factory, like machines, materials, methods, people, measurement, for all these things, you're going to set standards. And this brings in uniformity in all business activities. So, when the final product is ready, you're giving a standardized product to the customers. Well, simplification at work means easiest, simplest, easiest, and quick method of doing work. Okay, simplification of work results in reducing inventories, dimensions, size which are not required. It brings more efficiency in the organization. So, simplification means doing the work in the most simplest, easiest, and the quickest method. If you observe the picture, instead of carrying the whole load, you're using a cart. Instead of rowing, you're just sailing. Instead of being an close minded person, you're going to be an open minded person. So, simplification speaks about fitting the task to the person. Okay, instead of working hard, you're going to be a smart person at work, making things user friendly and setting rules for work. So, all this will bring more efficiency in the organization. So, Taylor did four important studies which are classified as time study, motion study, method study, and fatigue study. The whole purpose of doing this work study was to find out one best way of doing the job, standard time taken to perform the task, reducing wastage, calculate wage rate, and finally improving the work productivity. So, the third one is the method study. This study is concerned with finding out one best way of doing job. For example, juice companies are using assembly line method, which involves deciding the sequence of operation, place for men, machines, and raw materials. Again, if you observe the picture, you can see how and from where the product comes from, gets inside the factory or the industry, the production takes place. There is a sequence, okay, and you can find people, machine, materials, everything put in under a sequence, and you have the final product that is being delivered to the customers. Motion study refers to the study of movement, like lifting, putting objects, sitting, and changing position. Taylor focused on removing unnecessary movements so that less time is used to complete the job efficiently. So what Taylor did was he did a study, okay, on the workers, and he categorized them into three, like motions which are productive, motions which are incidental, motions which are unproductive. Okay, so why did he do this was to remove unnecessary movement of the workers so that the job can be completed more efficiently. So how did he do this study? He used stopwatches, symbols, colors to identify different motions. Now for you to understand, let me give you an example of your own house kitchen. So let's imagine that in every house there is a kitchen, no doubt about it, and you have a storeroom. Suppose you want to cook something, okay? You will pick all those important ingredients from the storeroom. If you are planned, you will have less movement getting inside the storeroom and getting to the kitchen area. If you are unplanned, you will keep running for every ingredient to the storeroom, isn't it? So now I will classify your movement as being productive. You are well planned, you know what are the things that you require. That is one category of motion. Okay, the second category is at times you will have to go to the stores, okay, which is just incidental, getting into the store and picking up the necessary item. Motion which are unproductive is where you're running around everywhere, into the store, in your hall, and here and there, but still you do not know what exactly that you are looking out for. Let's move on to the next one, which is called as time study. This technique determines the standard time needed to perform a well defined job. The study aims at calculate the number of workers to be employed, frame suitable incentive schemes, and determine labor cost. So I will give you an example for this. Suppose a worker has to produce a carton box. Okay, for 1 hour he is able to produce 3 boxes. Okay, now as per the standard time, okay, 8 hours he is supposed to work. Okay, in that 1 hour will go for break, so he is left out with 7 hours. So in 7 hours, okay, if you multiply 7 into 3, he is supposed to produce 21 boxes in a day, isn't it? So you're setting standard time needed to perform a well defined job. So you're setting standard, that is for 7 hours he's supposed to complete 21 boxes. So accordingly he will be paid. Fatigue study. It is a technique that seeks to determine the amount and frequency of rest intervals in completing a task. Now, what do you mean by fatigue is very important. Fatigue means feeling overtired or a strong desire to sleep, which will affect your normal daily activities. So this is another study done by Taylor. Okay, here he identified, okay, the frequent rest intervals should be given to a worker so that he will regain his stamina, he will regain his energy back and work again with the same capacity. Now if you can do this one, okay, in a day they say it is good to sleep for 15 minutes in the afternoon, just for 15 to 20 minutes, not more than that. Your body gets relaxed, you will have the same energy to get back on your toes and work for the rest of the day. So what Taylor suggested was, okay, to identify, so what Taylor did was he tried to identify what are the causes for fatigue, what are the reasons why a person feels restless at a work. 1, long working hours. 2, unsuitable working condition. 3, uncordial relation with the boss. That means you are not friendly with the boss, okay, your relationship with the boss is not that very great at workplace, bad working conditions. So these are some of the reasons that led to the fatigue of an employee at a workplace. The seventh one is differential piece wage system. The main objective of this technique is to differentiate between efficient and inefficient workers. It is a method of wage payment in which workers are paid at different rates as per their performance. Taylor recommended that efficient workers should be paid at higher rate than inefficient ones. So what did Taylor do now? Based on his previous studies, okay, he divided workers into two categories, efficient and inefficient. Okay, efficient are the ones who are trying to meet the standards, inefficient are the ones who fall below the standard time. Okay, so for the efficient work he gave higher payment and less payment to those who are inefficient at the work. So this is one of the biggest contribution given by F.W. Taylor during his times. Now, over a period of time, there is a development what is called as mental revolution that came up. Okay, so what exactly is mental revolution is, it involves a complete change in the attitude of workers and management towards each other. It is very common at workplace. Okay, the way the worker thinks is different and the way the management thinks is totally different. But the principle of scientific management says that there has to be harmony, not discord, in operation, not individualism, isn't it? And you observed over there that there is a need of both workers and management in order to reach the goals of the organization. So what does the second point say? Management as well as workers need to realize that they require one another in order to increase the size of surplus. They require each other, otherwise there is no possibility of doing your business. Management should share a part of surplus with workers, and workers should also contribute their might so that the company can make profit. This we have very well understood under the scientific management principles. Okay, and the latest development in the scientific management is lean manufacturing. Kindly make a note, this could be your 1 mark question. The latest growth in scientific management is lean manufacturing. So over a period of time, okay, we have come up with a concept called mental revolution, which means complete change in the attitude of workers and management towards each of a difference. Henry Fayol, F.W. Taylor. Fayol's contribution and his way of looking out things was mainly towards the levels of management, whereas Taylor's focus was on shop floor level of a factory. Fayol's principles are universally applicable, whereas Taylor's principles are applicable only to a specialized situations like manufacturing, production, automobile industries, and so on. Basis of formation. Fayol's development of principles is through his personal experience, whereas Taylor developed the principles based on observation and experimentation. Fayol's focus is on improving the overall administration, whereas Taylor focused on increasing productivity. We have discussed one best way of doing the job. Personality, Fayol is a practitioner, Taylor is a scientist. Fayol's contribution is considered as general theory of administration, and whereas of Taylor's it is scientific management. Fayol is called as the father of general management and Taylor is called the father of scientific management. Thank you.